Hello, dear HR friends. Today we're talking about recruiting across borders. As an HR pro in your job market, you know the special challenges of the right talent abroad, right? So today let's look at the 5 top problems you may encounter when you hire someone in other countries or in your own city. The problem 1 is culture and language gaps. First, the culture and the language gaps could be a big barrier. When you hire in other countries, you face many cultures and many languages. For example, what's polite and professional in one country may be rude in another country. So picture you are hiring in Japan. Japanese business styles value familiarity and respect. An email that looks fine in the US might feel rude in Japan, and even if a candidate says that their English is good, there can be still misunderstanding because of idioms or just cultural references. Those gaps can make it hard to judge a candidate's skills and personality in an interview. And problem 2 is legal and rule issues. Next, legal and rule issues are a headache. Each country has its own labor laws, visa rules, and tax needs. For instance, some European countries have strict rules about working hours, benefits, and data protection. If you don't fully know those laws, you may face legal trouble. So imagine you hire someone from France, but you don't understand French labor law. You may break rules about paid leave or overtime, and that could cost you in lawsuits. And when it comes to visa, the process can be long and confusing. Each country has its own visa type and the requirements often change. You must make sure your candidate is allowed to work in your country, which can take time and frustrate you. And problem 3 is time zone differences. Time zone differences are another big issue. Take American and Singapore as an example. It's 12 o'clock in Singapore, but it's in the middle of the night in US. So if you are a HR manager in Singapore, but you want to hire someone from America, that could be a big problem. I mean, the jet zoo, you have to conquer those problems. Maybe this is the best time for you to interview, but for the candidate, it's not the best time, is because it's in the middle of the night, and that could just influence some interview performance, and the candidate can show his full potential and skills because of the time differences. And the next problem is weak local networks. Having weak local networks is another big challenge. When you hire inside your country, you might already know many contracts, agencies, or groups, but when you go global, building those from scratch is really hard. For example, if you want to hire in Brazil, but you have no local connections there, that could be a big problem because it's tough to get good candidates and referrals. You may rely only on online job boards, which can be flooded with applicants from all over the world. Local networks give you extra information about the job market, the best candidates, and the cultural details. Without them, you are at a disadvantage and may just miss top talent. And the last problem is hard to measure culture fit. Finally, knowing if someone fits your company culture is tough. In global hiring, you must make sure the person has the right skills and will fit into your culture's, rules and the culture. But when the candidate comes from a different culture, it gets harder and tougher. For example, your country might prize teamwork and open sharing, but a person from a more lone working culture might struggle in that setting. You'll need to check how well the candidate will match your values, work styles, and the social norms. That means more detailed interviews, checking references, and then maybe even giving the candidate some cultural training. So that could take you much cost and other energy. So there you go. Here are the 5 problems you may encounter when you hire in another country. So dear fellow HR friends, now you know the 5 common problems when you hire. So you could just, if you have any problems, you could just leave a comment on the comment zoo and maybe just connect our company, the website TalentSeek. You will get some personal advice, and you could just use the website to find the best candidate you need on TalentSeek. See you next time.